Good afternoon, my family. Today, I'd like to say I've been on vacation, but I have not. We have been going through a major storm, and it isn't by the weather, y'all. We'll show you what's been happening around here and what our next step is, because it's definitely been a learning experience, some major changes to our family, and our next step, and where do we go from here. So be right back. In the meantime, making some beautiful sun tea in this roasting hot weather we're having, because we've been under heat advisories for the last week and a half. It just keeps getting better, y'all. Alright, y'all, so let me just explain. When you watch YouTube, everybody's life looks so perfect while you're going through, and you wonder, well, don't they ever have problems? Don't they ever go through? Or, sometimes I just like to watch, and just to visualize my life being like theirs. But here's some realities, y'all. Everybody, even an actress and an actor, has a real life. And so do we. We had shown you all the gardens since the beginning, and when you plant that seed in the beginning, let me tell you, being a homesteader at times makes you question, and I'm going to warn you, please don't give up. We're not giving up, but sometimes it makes you wonder, do I really want to do this anymore? You spend all that time watering and feeding and nurturing and pulling weeds only just to feel defeated. And I could feel like that right now. Our growing season, our tomatoes started out so wonderful, but remember, we had so much rain, y'all. And then all of a sudden the flood water stopped, and we are now in a drought with an excessive high heat that's been pretty much keeping us indoors. Trying to water what we can, and then you don't see the outcome of bugs. Oh my God, the bugs. The things called leaf-footed bugs we've never seen since we've been living here came in. Y'all, I'm going to be a dripping mess because we are under a heat advisory and it is very hot out here, but I'm not a quitter. So, needless to say, all our gorgeous tomatoes, the San Marzanos, all my cherry tomatoes, we didn't get to really enjoy much of anything, but maybe a handful, and that is all. The whole entire crop got lost. The whole entire crop got bagged up because of diseases and the bugs and everything else, that we just decided to end it because there was no sense of me watching this going on anymore. The green beans are about all green beaned out, and I am going to show you all the pantry that I have been working on so far since the beginning of spring, and bring you up to par to where we're at and what we're going to do from here. So y'all, let me go ahead and show you what we've been doing. Alright, y'all, so here was the cherry tomatoes beds and some of our big slicing tomatoes. As you see, we wiped them all out. The peppers, thank God for the peppers, they're still hanging in there, and I got some really beauties to show you. These here are trying to hang on to the best of their ability. I may cover them a little bit with some kind of a shade cloth though. And then over here we have the other set of tomatoes, which were the San Marzanos and some more cherry tomatoes. Y'all, we got wiped out. We didn't even get to enjoy them. Like I said, maybe a handful of cherries. These are hanging in there. We have some basil still holding on, some celery, and then we do have some eggplant. I'm going to have to stake these up. They're trying to hang on too. Let me go over here to our peppers to show you what we've been doing with them. Alright, y'all, so this is the Thai chili plant, and we are definitely getting a little bitty Thai chilies. They are everywhere. Here is the chili peppers, the Fresnos. Then over here we have another one that's a rare one on this homestead. Let me see if I can show you some of it's right over here. We have these, which are peach peppers. I forget the name, Sugar Rush peaches. So they are a hot pepper, and eventually these will turn a light peachy color, and I will be making salsa with these. So these are coming up. We do have some jalapenos that have been working, and I'm hoping that this one right here, where you see all these flowers, I'm really hoping that this here is my Tabasco pepper to give my husband his Tabascos. The other side over here, which is really rough, is our jalapenos and our California Wonders. So I'm going to have to try to shade these off because they're having it rough too. And then with the fact is we got to do watering again. So y'all, it's been rough around here. Okay y'all, so I'm going to take you, sorry about this, I'm going to take you indoors y'all where it's a little cooler and show you the pantry and show you what we've been doing so far, how we're preparing for the winter, because we're definitely going to need it. We have major changes to our family that were not for the good, but we are overcomers and we are learning to forgive, and we're moving on. We are also having to take care of my husband medically. We're working in the process for this, so he'll be down for a little while afterwards. It's one attack after the other, it feels like, but I am not a quitter. Y'all, I'm not a quitter. You're going to see me continue to keep doing what I do, because if there was anything that I want to do in life, I want to be able to be the person that leaves milestones to say, you know what, it does not matter what your circumstances are. Never have been. Don't let them defeat you. Don't let them make you. You know that there is always a better outcome no matter what something looks like, and I'm going to prove that. So in the meantime, let's go look at our pantry. I don't really like showing pantry pictures, but you know, I'm also not one who's afraid, y'all, because it's also a teaching lesson. So I'm not stocking for anything but for 1 year anyways, and this is just for me and my husband. So y'all, let's go do this because I think it's going to help many, especially if you're in the Mediterranean or just looking to eat healthier. That's it. Okay y'all, so I'm going to flip you around and show you what kind of work I've been doing here lately, because it's been hot and I've been at it, and I'm not done yet. I still have some more chili, and I have some more things that I'm needing to order from Azure before we're completely finished. So let's get started. Alright y'all, so here is my beautiful grocery store that I like to call it, that's helping us. You have no idea in so many ways right now, to the fact that I'm highly grateful for what this has been done. Some of this is still here from last year, which is quite okay with me. Now we do have some chicken soup, which I can make chicken lemon agovamono or just chicken and noodles. We have our potatoes, which I love a fondue. One day I'll have to show you guys about that one. My mama used to do that, and I'll explain it. We still have some chicken and hamburger left over. I have some canned variety beans still yet in artichoke hearts. New recently, we love fried green tomatoes, especially in the winter time, in order to keep these really well. And these, y'all, they're not, you would think that they're going to be soggy, but they're not. They're amazing, and they have a beautiful pickle flavor because we pickled them. I still have, like I said, variety. These are chickpeas. We have northern beans. We still have some, as far as canned, very few red beans and cannellini beans, even butter beans. Those are about the end. I do have fish, salmon or tuna, because these make great salmon patties or salads or whatever else. You can make main meals from this. New chili, y'all. This is the chili that we've been doing, and I have a lot of this, and I'm so ready for that. We didn't have any last year. Beautiful sauce, y'all. Now the tomatoes that we were blessed with, gave me this amazing, beautiful tomato sauce. So we got quite a few jars back here. Yes, it is kind of dark in here, y'all. I still have some beef broth and diced tomatoes, some San Marzanos, which I guess that's the only way I'm going to get them this year. Whole tomatoes that I can make into a beautiful sauce. Our dilly beans, we have quite a few of those. Now this, y'all, let me get this focused in here a little bit. Hang on a second. There we go. So this is our French cut green beans. You see all of these green beans, and these are our cut green beans all right here. Y'all, every bit of this, and then some over here. This came from the garden, our own garden, and I am so thrilled. Here we have all our corn, which I am so happy for. Although we purchased this from an Amish farmer, I am happy, I am content, and we're good to go. We have our chickpeas, butter beans, and cannellini beans. All these were from dried organic beans from Missouri Standard. We have fresh peaches that I canned that came off our own trees. So y'all, this is where I'm at so far. And I am not sorry at all. I'm still working on this, but I wanted to give you a little heads up. Now, some things we will add is cans of tomato soup and stuff like that, and some unsweetened coconut. That's for the harissa butter beans. But yeah, let me go ahead, and here's some of the chicken broth we have to do by can. I'll explain why the cans are in here too. Alright, y'all, sorry about that. It's like this thing does not, when you switch cameras or whatever from where you were, it didn't work out right. So yeah, you got my big head right there in the middle. But anyways, the reason I do have some canned goods, y'all, because when you end up in a situation, hold on a minute. Okay, try this again, considering Smokey decided to jiggle the camera just a little bit for us. But the reason for the cans, sometimes, just like you guys have seen, things happen. There's no controlling this. As far as our eggs, oh yeah, it's been so hot that the chickens stopped laying eggs. This is normal. If it's bitter cold or it's extremely hot, they won't lay. And personally, if I was a chicken and this hot, knowing how I feel right now, there's no way you're going to get me to lay an egg either. So we make do the best way we can. And sometimes that includes, and I've been one who said this, and I have to apologize because, you know, I'm in a position, y'all, that humbles me. Even I have to go and purchase canned goods, but groceries are so high, so I look for the sales the best that I can. I get what I can to provide for us, because just like now, in between everything, our world flips upside down. The unexpected, and you never know what to do. You're going to do the best you can, and that's where I'm at. And the rest of it, I have to rely completely on faith, because I don't have the answers. I like to be in control of everything that I can be in control of, but see, some things I'm just not in control, and that's humbling as well, because it's also frustrating. Some things I just don't understand. When a major tornadic storm, and I'm not talking, y'all, about weather, I'm talking about life. When something comes in and just rips your world apart. That has happened to us on this homestead, and sometimes all you can do is just say, here I am. I have no answers. I don't know what to say or do. Some people just need to take responsibility for their own actions, and we are just not responsible for that. So we have to sometimes stand up and say no more. And that's what we have done. We've said no more. And getting blamed for other people's actions is really hard. So, you know, it is what it is. We're going to move on. We learn to forgive and forget. Well, we forget. Or forgive, but we don't forget. We learn from our mistakes. And same with our gardens. There's nothing I can do. So is this going to stop me from growing anymore? Absolutely not. Because honestly, y'all, the middle of next month, I'm preparing to start some fall vegetation, which is lettuce, Swiss chard, kale, spinach, things like this, because I'm not giving up. I don't care what it looks like. I'm not giving up, because I do know in the long run nothing is perfect. It's never been perfect. So, hey, I was blessed through it. I mean, look at my tomatoes. It's not like I don't have nothing. I could sit here whine and cry like I just lost everything and I don't understand. But y'all, you seen the, sorry y'all, I'm fixing it. You seen the blessing that came to us. So, I mean, things might not look good at times, but we're never defeated. It's how we look at it. I cannot say that I was this sure a couple days ago, because I was angry. I was frustrated, and I just wanted to say, I'm done. And that happens. It happens to the best of us. It's okay to do that. Just don't stay there. And I'm not staying there. See, I know that I have better to come, and I want to stay hopeful. I want to keep my faith, and I want to be able to just move on and say, you know what, you got me this time, but not forever. Just like some things I say, my husband, he's really cool. We went to church one day and the preacher said something that was amazing, and my husband brings that to my attention. So a lot of times we just say, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. When truthfully, maybe not right now, but one day we will. I'm changing, y'all, how I look at things, because I am practicing what I preach in my own storm. Sometimes I just feel like I'm just, it's just one hit after the other. And you know what? It's okay, because we will get through this. I will keep turning around and saying, not today. I'm not going to do this today. And we're going to move on. So I am preparing for new crops to come in, fall crops. I'm going to try to hang on to these peppers, because the peppers love heat, but they're just now beginning. The tomatoes are finished. They were cooked. Y'all, you couldn't even get a tomato. I picked them when I thought was just before ripening, and they would ripe, and before you could even, oh, they were so bad. They were waterlogged. The skins were so tough you couldn't even chew them. They were cooked. So I had to trash all my tomatoes. But I'm not going to stop. I am going to look into tomatoes that are more for our zone. I've been trying to do like San Marzanos. They're actually a Mediterranean tomato that maybe do well better in California, or maybe in Florida, or in the Mediterranean, but they definitely don't like Mississippi. I've tried it twice and they just don't like Mississippi. So we're going to go looking into the Amish paste probably, or something else, paste tomatoes, Romas maybe. We're going to look at slicing tomatoes, and cherry tomatoes do really great. It just wasn't the year for that this year. So I didn't see it coming, whoever does. So I'm going to take it with a grain of salt and just move on, make some new plans. I do have some red peppers that we are trying to figure out right now. This is a good mess of Fresno chili peppers. And so what we're going to do with these, we're trying to figure out how not to create a pepper bomb in our house, because I am literally going to be making this into hot sauce. Once I figure out how to do this, we're probably going to do that on our grill, outside where it's more full of air, and we won't be bombed in our home to have this. That's probably what we're going to do. And my next step, y'all. So, Miss Holly, thank you, darling, very much for this sourdough starter. Whoa, I got to show y'all something. Alright, y'all. So, again, Miss Holly, I want to thank you for this sourdough starter, because it has been amazing. Okay, so on the discard of it, I had to stop feeding my starter though, y'all, because I'm almost running out of flour. I gotta wait till next week before my Azure standard order finishes out its time, and then it'll be another week before I even get what I need. So I've got a 50-pound bag of flour to feed this baby, but it's taken about another 2 weeks. So honestly, I had to stop and put it in my refrigerator and work with it at least maybe every other day, once a week, whatever, and then have enough flour to hold me off until I can get my order. But in the meantime, I still have discard. Now, on this discard, I never waste it. I did make some English muffins, fresh milled even, and they were amazing. I made some sourdough bread that was so good, and we're still eating off of it. And what I like to do is toast it and then dip it in olive oil. So good. We're going to have that tonight as well. But on other parts, because I've had some failures in sourdough, like humidity, something happened to my sourdough regardless. So I wanted to make sure that this one was it's so active. It is such an amazing sourdough that I didn't want it to go to waste should something go wrong. Y'all, hubby is home and he is working on things, so if you hear noise, I'm sorry. He is currently waiting for his new job to call him. Should be any day. Anyways, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, so we're back. So, as I was talking about ways of using discard, and in case something happens, I mean, I've had some of my discard due to the heat mold on me, and it was devastating because you got to keep starting over, especially if you have an established starter. Anything can happen. I mean, I'm learning that in life, anything can happen. So I am learning to take advantage of opportunities, just like now. And so this beautiful jar right here, now this is a discard jar, but the starter is amazing, and I don't want to lose this. This is years old, I could tell. This is amazing starter, so I got smart. On parchment paper and a baking sheet, very thin layer spread on the parchment paper, I dried the sourdough. And so we have dried sourdough. In case something happens, I can reconstitute this right back into another starter. So, and if I needed to, I can share with others. So I can do this, and I can make as much as I want, and you can share the love or keep it for emergencies. And I decided to do that. I'm not going to waste this starter. It's amazing. Now, I had one that I had for at least 3 to 4 years. It was amazing sourdough starter, and I went crazy when my husband was diagnosed with diabetes, and honestly, I gave it away, and I wished I never did that. Before I did, though, I did save some of this, but I ended up giving it away to family and friends, and I am glad that I got to share that with them. So it just told me to do that again with this, because I want to be able to have something to turn back on. So maybe this will give you an idea. It's really simple. You just air dry it overnight, or however long it takes to completely. You do not want this wet. You want it completely dried. A thin layer is all you need, because you just need crumbles, y'all. You don't need really big pieces. A little bit goes a very long way. I have got several. I can't tell you how many starters are in this. So you just need a little bit taken all over that parchment paper. Just take that entire sourdough discard, dry it out overnight or however long it takes, and then bag it up and put it on your shelf, y'all. That's it. So I am learning to use discard, and I am going to be making some fresh milled copycat Cheez-It crackers with sourdough discard, and I will try to do a video with that as well, so that we can share that together. I want to see what it tastes like. I've never done that, so, and I want to be able to use my discard in so many ways. Oh, y'all, if you can smell this, I love it. My husband loves the sourdough flavor from it. I mean, this is a blessing So maybe things didn't work out my way, but blessings came my way, and I am learning to be grateful even in the storms. The hardest thing to ever do is not get upset, not to lose your cool, just to stay angry, because here's a few things that I've learned. It doesn't change anything. The outcome is still the way it is for the moment, and I can choose to make whatever I want the rest of it to come out too. I can dwell in my miseries right now, y'all, but I don't want to, because it just makes my body sick, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I don't want to be that person no more. I want to be able to be the person to say, you know what, it is what it is right now, but I'm not defeated. I am going to keep moving on. I'm going to find another way, and we're going to go have fun and just keep what we do every single day, because I have faith and trust that this is going to change for the good. So that is my message today, y'all. Sometimes I look back at my own videos to remind myself of these situations. It doesn't matter what it looks like right now. It ain't going to stay like this. Just like my husband says, we might not be able to afford something right now, but that don't mean we never will. I look forward to going camping and fishing. We're going to be doing that probably when the heat wave is over, y'all, because right now it is just entirely too much to do any of this. And we have to get past the medical situation with my husband, so we can't do these things right now, but that don't mean we're not going to. I'm keeping that. So until next time, y'all, I love you, give you my updates. We're going back to canning, figure out how to cook these things, and if I figure it out, I'm definitely going to share it with you. So, and if you have some ideas, please put them in the description box below, because I could really use that. I don't want to waste these chilies, and I could freeze them until I could figure out how to do that. This way it'll keep them from going bad, because you can actually make sauce out of this, but it's not as thick. So I want to get to this as quick as possible. So until next time, y'all, it was heartbreaking during this time that we were off. It was heartbreaking to know that we lost many, but you know what, y'all? It doesn't matter, because I still have you. This channel is not going down, not without a fight. So, y'all, I'm not perfect, and I never claimed to be from the beginning. We do, like you, wear our pants legs and put them on one at a time. Our life is just as real as yours, and we're not immune to disasters in our life either. So one hit us, y'all, sideswiped us like we never saw coming. But then again, were we looking at the signs? I don't think so. So it is what it is. I forgive. I'm moving forward, and we're going to look forward to getting some new things done here. Fall's coming, y'all. The burrs. I love the burrs, and I can't wait to get started with you. But we're going to figure this out too, because I want some crackers, some good crackers. So I love you. Much, much love from Parton's Mediterranean Homestead.